Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So we had a pretty busy week, although I wasn't here for part of it. Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, some of Wednesday. Greg, the Assistant Town Manager, and I were out at a conference. Actually, Greg left on Saturday. Greg was a volunteer at this conference. Okay, let me back up. The 2013 annual International City Management Association conference was in Boston this year. It's at a different city throughout the country, or sometimes Canada, every year. So this year was in Boston, so we had to go. You can volunteer and get into the conference for free, which is what Greg did. But that means you have to volunteer, and you have to man a table and answer questions and hand out information. They had to fill up the gift bags and all that. Although they're not really gift bags. They were kind of like welcome bags sort of thing. Anyway, there were no gifts in there. Greg did that, and I got there Sunday. I did not actually volunteer, but I was a first-time attendee, so the price of admission was greatly reduced. Anyway, we went to this conference, and it was really good conference. This is like the conference to go to if you're a municipal management person. It was great. There were seminars on civic engagement, civility, employee morale. These are some of the ones we went to. There were technical ones about using apps to get your message out, and technology, and there was all manner of things. It was really, really good. So we're going to report out to the board on this conference at their meeting next week. So we weren't really here Monday, Tuesday, came back end of the day Wednesday. And I didn't actually go to the selectmen's meeting on Wednesday. I know I'm supposed to, but...
Exhausted?
No, there was a 6th grade open house. And I thought that was very important for me to go to.
Yes, it was.
So, and I'm very glad I went. It was excellent open house, by the way.
Yeah, they had them all this week.
They're all, yeah,
right.
Yep. So it was really good. I already forgot what I was saying.
Well, you're talking about...
Oh, the open house was really good, yeah. So I didn't make it to the board meeting, but so I kind of know what happened at it. I didn't even get a total update yet. We had a lot of real estate issues at the meeting this week. We had a liquor licensing. We had an HDC appeal hearing, but that was tabled till November 6th. We had a couple of traffic safety work group recommendations. I do not even know what happened on that. The assessor was to have given a tax rate and residential exemption presentation. It's probably online, hopefully by now. And she always does a great presentation, so I'm sure it was excellent. We also talked about this project schedule for the Phase 2B downtown sewer rehab project. Okay, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Yeah. This is going to be a disruptive project, as it was 4 or 5 years ago when we did Phase 1. And lots of streets in the downtown area are going to be torn up. It's going to be inconvenient. We're going to need some deep breaths and patience. And there will be information updated very regularly on the town website and on Twitter through the police department as to when the road closures are. So just be aware. The board also talked about the topics that they're going to discuss at their next workshop meeting, which will be October 9th, and they're going to talk about visitor services in the Chamber of Commerce and parking, an overall discussion about parking. I think there's some ideas floating around out there. And then next week, I did not even have time to print these out. Wish I knew how to use my computer. Next week, October 2nd, we are having another real estate thing. The Steamship Authority, the Nantucket Steamship Authority representatives are coming in to give an update about steamship issues of interest to the town.
New boat, right?
Is there a new boat?
There will be.
There's a schedule change of some kind. I forget exactly what it is.
Eventually, there's going to be a new boat.
Yeah, eventually there's going to be a new boat.
Nat Lowell was saying.
Yeah. Did you go to the steamship meeting last week?
No, he was on with Dan Drake a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. There's going to be a new boat, so they're gonna give us a good update. We also have 2 hearings for liquor license violations for the Sea Dog and the Summer House Bistro.
What can happen?
Well, the board can suspend licenses. I mean, in an extreme case, they could potentially revoke a license. That would be a really big deal, and that is not what we're talking about here. But Their options range from early closures to changing hours to suspension for a period of time. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm not sure how.
And for those people who didn't see your show earlier, that is because?
That is because the Sea Dog had some issues with after hours, issues after hours, which is not allowed. And they were supposed to have filed a change of manager application. Whoever's running the place needs to be the listed manager on the license, and that was not the case for over a year, despite repeated asking about it. They have now engaged an attorney who helps them with this, and that application has been filed and approved. Nonetheless, it was outstanding for a very unreasonable period of time. So that's an issue. And anyway, so that's them. And Summer House, I forget exactly what the issues were with them. Noise is a big issue with them. Apparently, trash around the place can be an issue.
Too much bling around the pool?
Maybe they're, well, what do you think? I mean, I don't think that would be out of the question, would it? I don't think bling's the entire issue.
All right.
So anyway, we're going to hear more about all this next Wednesday. We're also getting a quarterly update from our energy office. We are going to review solid waste issues, and we're going to get an update on extending our landfill mining program from our solid waste consultant. We have a sewer billing issue. This issue involves properties that have been connected to sewer for varying periods of time, but oddly have never been billed. And there are a variety of reasons for that. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be giving the board town administration capital project recommendations for fiscal 15. The board will review the 2014 annual town meeting timeline. The timeline that I'm giving them to review right now has the annual town meeting occurring again on a Saturday because they liked that before and they wanted to do it again, and it didn't work out last year because of holiday issues. So this year the holiday of Easter is well into April. So we're talking about Saturday, April 5th. Don't mark it down on your calendar yet.
Is that right after election, normally?
No, it would be before the election,
Okay.
which could be either the following week or the week after, I think. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to give them the update about the ICMA conference, which I mentioned. We're also going to have an update about Baxter Road. So regarding Baxter Road, we are looking at temporary stabilization options. And I actually have a meeting later this morning about those. We're going to be talking about those with the board next week. Something needs to happen to try to stabilize this road for this winter.
Really? It's that bad?
It's well, it could be. I mean, we don't know.
How are they going to stabilize it?
Well, for example, you could potentially install geotubes at the base of the bluff. You could potentially install metal sheeting in between the road and the bluff. There are some. I mean, they're not infinite number of options. Ultimately, we're going to probably need to move to the option of alternate access. So that's going to be a discussion that's probably going to start becoming concurrent with the temporary stabilization discussion. So more on all this on Wednesday. And the board will be deciding whether or not they want to make any comments on the November 4th special town meeting warrant articles. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but now's their chance to do that. And on the special town meeting, by the way, the Finance Committee has its public hearing on the warrant articles on Monday, September 30th at 4 o'clock at the community room of the Public Safety Facility. And then they're going to hopefully adopt their motions right after that. I think most of the articles are pretty straightforward. There's a couple that might not be. So that's our meeting next week. I talked about special town meeting. I talked about ICMA. Those were my big things this week. What else? What are you hearing, Gino? We have an audit committee meeting next week. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on.
It's going to be a big meeting next week, though, right? I mean,
it's going to be a pretty big meeting next week.
A lot of interesting things going on.
Yes, very interesting. We're about to start collective bargaining negotiations with 5 unions. That is going to take a massive amount of time. The sewer project is starting.
Let me ask you something. What about this Obamacare thing? Does that have anything to do with the town?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think it has a lot to do with the town. There may be some things here and there that will affect the town, but I don't think it's anything significant. We are going to be scheduling a time for our health insurance consultant to come and give the board an update about health trends in health insurance, municipal health insurance, what the projections look like for the coming year, and we will most certainly talk about the impact of Obamacare on us, if any, or he'll be able to talk about that. So,
Okay.
what else? I don't know.
That's it, I guess, huh?
You know what I wish people would do? Pick up their trash.
Oh, really?
Just drove down Old South Road this morning.
It's back. Didn't you guys just clean that up?
Yeah. I made a little note to ask DPW to get back out there. It is what. Don't throw your stuff out the window. If you have some stuff in the back of your pickup truck, cover it. Don't let it blow out.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it is.
It's just so irresponsible and disgusting. That road is, it often looks not unlike the New Jersey Turnpike. Sorry to offend anybody from New Jersey, but if you've ever been along that road, I need not say more.
Right.
Anyway, very aggravating. The clean team this week, I believe, they meet on Saturdays. Well, this might be too late, but I think it is at Tuppence this week. But for future clean team dates, you can go to ACK-cleanteam.org, O-R-G, and the locations are on there. They have a Twitter account, but they never post anything on it. I try to post stuff on there, but.
We try to put something on the message zone too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Very good. So it's really great when people show up for the clean team. They also are always downtown at the downtown Stop and Shop every Saturday morning from 8 in the morning till 9 in the morning. Just 1 hour. You get a bag, you get some gloves, go around, pick up trash, done. Boom.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful when it's all over with. Okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you very much. See you next time.